It's Leslie Meredith with Breakbulk Events and Media here in Houston at Breakbulk Americas, and I have Pavel with me from deugro. He's the head of air chartering and is participating on our panel around air chartering, air cargo, challenges, opportunities. So it'll be exciting to talk to him today. Welcome.
Thank you, Leslie. It hasn't been that long since we've seen each other, right?
No, it hasn't.
Rotterdam.
Yeah, Rotterdam. So just a few months, actually. So here you are on the air cargo panel. We did a similar themed panel last year. Can you tell me, and there were some huge challenges as far as not enough supply and more demand, and just as far as available aircraft for really large things.
Right.
So what's the situation today?
I would say most of the problems that we've discussed previous time kind of persist, right? First of all, the general air freight market has normalized, right? So we have the belly capacity back with the passenger flights back. There's generally enough freighters out there with freighter capacity, but if we look at the project niche, like really oversized and heavy cargo that needs to be moved, this is where there is a bit of a shortage with solutions. There's a limited number of the heavy lift ramp aircrafts, your Antonovs, your Ilyushins, and the reason for that is very well known. The military conflict in Ukraine, because of which we have less than 30% of global fleet of those aircrafts available to the market now, not even mentioning the Antonov 225, which unfortunately has been destroyed. And those aircraft types have always played a huge role for project market because of their technical capabilities. So now, those are limited, so to speak, in their quantity, and the prices went up. It's still possible to source those, but the lead times to book have become longer, and there's not much we can really do with it, unfortunately, from our side, other than keeping our customers informed, so they keep that into account, take that into account in project planning, and also keep aligned with our airline partners to understand what they have available and when, and to align our planning with their planning.
Right. Have you, has deugro come up with, not sure it would exist, but is there anything, sort of contingency plans that you might come up with if a big piece is needed, maybe a replacement piece or part? Then what? What are people doing if there's not an aircraft available? Then what?
So now when there is a shortage of the heavy lift aircraft, we need to figure out, okay, how do we utilize the conventional freighters, your 747s, 777s? How can we figure out the ways to load the heavy and oversized cargo into those aircraft types? And there are several challenges related to that, and that's one of the things we're going to be talking on the panel today. So the aircraft cargo hold is obviously smaller if you compare with Antonov 124. There are more stringent weight load limits that you have to take into account. Also, those aircraft types need specialized loading equipment. That those high loaders, that the platforms that lift the cargo up to the level of the cargo hold. So you have to have those at the airport in order to be able to offload a 747, as opposed to Antonov, for example, which has onboard cranes and can be pretty much self-sufficient. So that's also one of the challenges that need to be taken into account.
Right.
And go ahead, sir.
Yeah, no, I'm just wondering, do you see down the line that there might be perhaps some engineering solutions where the actual piece itself might be, I don't know, modular, I can't say that word,
modularized,
but maybe you say it for me, but built in pieces, right? And then that might be assembled on site like we see other things.
Yeah, absolutely. That's one of the possible solutions. Of course, this is not always something all of our clients want, because at some destinations there might be limited opportunities to do that reassembly back together. But there are various ways we'll look into together with our engineering teams first of all, we try to identify what exactly are those limitations we're dealing with and how do we overcome them. Sometimes it can be building a specialized transport skid to distribute the weight of the cargo over a longer footprint, and that can help. We had cases where we build a skid which holds the cargo at a certain angle so that it actually can fit through the cargo door. So there is that.
Yeah, that's interesting.
We can also suggest not necessarily dismantling the whole piece into like lots of small pieces, but maybe we can suggest dismantling certain elements of the cargo that would still allow it to fit in the contour in the cargo hold. So yeah, there's a lot of potential ways of optimization that can be explored out there, and we had some interesting experience with that for our customers together with our in-house engineers. And I'm also keen to hear what the other panelists have to share on that topic, because we're going to have an interesting panel today so I'm going to be kind of bringing the perspective from a project freight forwarder side. We're going to have a carrier representative, Alan White from National Airlines or National Air Cargo, right? And there we're going to have also someone from ground handling point of view, Joe Irvin from Seacoast Aviation, Portsmouth Airport. So they're also doing a lot of cargo moves, a lot of Antonovs and 747s coming in out of there. So it'd be really interesting to hear how these guys, see those challenges and how they deal with that. But I feel it's very important that we talk about this, because unfortunately this topic isn't really paid enough attention. Like, air freight is not necessarily bread and butter of project logistics. It's not the primary mode, and customers think about it only when they run into problems. But when you start scrambling for a solution last moment, your hands are usually tied, right? So it's always wiser from my point of view to look into those contingency plan in advance, ideally take certain requirements of certain aircraft types into account already on the pre-design stages of the equipment. And this is where we are very keen on assisting our customers.
Excellent. Well, we look forward to hearing more ideas come from the panel, and you certainly have a lot of them. So exciting, and thanks so much for sharing with us.
Absolutely. Thank you so much, Leslie.